is going on, guys? Scotty here. Got another video for you today. Today I'm going to talk about lowering springs. So I've had lowering springs on my 2016 Hellcat for about 2.5 years, and I finally decided to get rid of them and go back to stock ride height. And I'm going to tell you why I decided to do that and some of the things you got to think about when you're considering putting lowering springs on your car. So stay tuned. Alright, so I am just so happy that I went back to stock ride height. I just got so tired of constantly being worried about bumps in the road, bottoming out, scraping and damaging my spoiler in the front, backing up into curbs, or pulling in forward and hitting the curb, going over speed bumps, going into entrances in banks or gas stations where there's a sharp lip off the road. Just such a pain in the butt. I'm so glad now that I'm back at stock ride height. The car just feels so much better. It just feels like it's supposed to. So there's a lot of reasons why people do lowering springs. One is obviously the look. It does look more aggressive lowered, and it looks better with the gap in the wheel well eliminated. The other thing that people typically do the lowering springs for is performance. It's theoretically is going to give you a more firm ride. Your center of gravity is lower, so there's less body roll as you're going around corners. But all that said, it's just not worth it. Now, it's completely different for RTs or SXTs. They are very high from the factory. And I actually have an RT, and I have the Sportline lowering kit on there. And you can see that there's very little gap there. And if you compare that to the Hellcat now, you can see that the Hellcat's back at stock ride height. And I've got about 2 fingers width there. You can see here that I've got about a finger width. This middle knuckle, I have trouble pushing that through. That's just on the front. The backs, also pretty low on the RT, and on the Hellcat, again, I've got about 2 finger widths. So the tires, wheels, all that can make a difference in that gap. I really haven't noticed any additional pitching or rolling when I went back to stock ride height. And that's primarily because I have strut tower braces in the front and the rear. They will get you better handling performance than doing a lowering kit. If you like the lowered look, then you really ought to just consider getting bags then. Bags you can lower up and down, possibly even coilovers. You can adjust the height low and down, not quite that easily, but you can adjust the height. So take it from a guy that's had lowering springs on the car for 2.5 years, put about 50,000 miles on it. You're going to damage your car, you're going to scrape, you're going to bottom out, and I would recommend that at least on an SRT or a 392 or a Hellcat, don't lower it. The cars are so custom tuned to specific ride heights, and they just are designed to work better at stock ride height. It's just not worth it on an SRT, 392, or Hellcat. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Really helps out the channel, and I'll catch you on the next video. Scotty out.